Hey everybody, and welcome to Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Steve Piacenza, and today is all about the lemon. Using these three items, Fabric Mod Podge, some cool lemon fabric, and a terracotta pot, you can transform that into a pot like this. Yes, fabric around a terracotta pot. Isn't that cool? This lemon fabric is awesome too. We also want to show you using these sparkly water containers, the cardboard ones. You can cut out the lemons in these and create some really cool artwork on top of a painted wood surface. And Cathie is going to show you how to do that. Cath?
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me, and thank you Steve for that awesome introduction. Like Steve said, we're going to be creating these really fun fabric covered pots, and we're going to be creating this fun artwork, just this cute little artwork, using packaging from some sparkly water drinks. I saw this stuff and I was like, you know what? I need to use those lemons. They're going to be perfect for these fun summer projects. So I want to get started. I'm going to show you how to do our fabric covered clay pot first. And for that, we're going to be using Fabric Mod Podge and this great bright lemon fabric. And I use this lemon fabric for the inspiration, for the color, for the background color for our picture, for our little artwork here. And then these lemons are all cut out from our Pellegrino packaging. So I'm gonna show you how to do both of those. And let's get started with our clay pot makeover. Now this is just a simple clay pot, and I've gone ahead and pre-cut some of my fabric, and you'll see that it's not a perfect science cut piece of fabric. If you wanted to create a template, you could do that, but you don't really need to do that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay your pot onto your fabric, and you're gonna wanna have enough at the top so that that fabric can go into your pot, and you're gonna wanna have enough at the bottom so that you can seal that. And if you have too much, don't worry, because we're gonna be trimming away any excess. And you just wanna make sure you're gonna start your pot on an angle like this. You're gonna wanna have enough fabric that you can roll that completely around your pot, just like so. So that's just kind of, and it's raw, you know, it's gonna be kind of rough edges right now, but all that's gonna get trimmed up and you're not gonna see any of it. Just like on our sample here, you can see it's just perfectly fine, you can't even tell. So let's do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our Fabric Mod Podge directly to our clay pot. Now, if you had a metal pot or a plastic pot, this will work with that too. So if you've got some fun dollar store thing that you wanna make over or something like that, this will certainly work. So the Fabric Mod Podge is in the blue label, and that is going to stick fabric to fabric or fabric to other things like this clay pot. So let's go ahead and add our Fabric Mod Podge directly onto the clay pot. And you want to add a thick coat and make sure you're getting under that lip right there, and just add a nice thick coat. If you have a thin coat, it may not stick as well. So I say it's better to err on the side of too much than too little. Go ahead and just add that to that. We're gonna work in sections, so that's just our first section there. I'm gonna spin this. It's a little bit awkward because normally I do it towards me, but I wanna do it towards you guys. So we're gonna just lay that into position, and then you start by bringing your fabric up, and we're gonna smooth it like that. And then this part, we're gonna go ahead and cut off a little bit of that excess. We want one straight line going up, just like so. Go ahead and seal that down. And that will be our center back part of our covered pot. Now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and unroll that a little bit, and we'll go ahead and add our Fabric Mod Podge all the way around the pot. So we just add a little bit at the start just to get it started, and then we just keep adding, making sure you get under that lip and all the way to the bottom. I just hold it like this with my arm and kind of flip it and twist it as I go. Okay, looks like we are a little bit more right here. A little bit more, there we go. Now, it's really as easy as just rolling it. I'm doing this a little bit backwards from the way I normally do. We're gonna roll it and kind of pull and smooth the fabric at the same time. So if you get a little wrinkle, don't worry, you just kind of lift it and then pull it back into position. Just keep spinning that on your hand and smoothing it as you go. Again, if you get like a little pull there, just smooth that with your fingers all the way around. Now, if you wanted to seal this, you could give it a top coat when you're finished. For this design, I did not seal it because I'm not using this with real plants. I'm using silks in it. Let's go ahead and smooth that down. Now you can see we have our overlap. So we want to do a nice clean finished edge for where our two fabrics are going to meet. So I like to just line it up like that and then go in and cut a nice straight line going down. Just like so. There we go. And now what we do is we turn our flap back and, whoop, sorry guys, it's getting all caught up there. There we go. Turn our flap back. We're gonna add Mod Podge to the flap, just to the flap. Just like so. And then we'll fold it over and seal it. Wow, I got it almost lined up there. That's incredible. And if you need to add a little bit more, you can go ahead and add a little bit more. And then just work around the pot, making sure your fabric is smooth and right up underneath that lip. I think we're looking pretty good. And now we're ready to finish off our top and our bottom. And I'm gonna cut away any excess fabric. And you know, you may think, oh, that's so much waste. Look, she's cutting that away. Well, the thing is this, you want to make sure if you don't roll it perfectly, that you're still gonna have success. So I like to have a little bit of extra. That way I don't have to worry about it. Because if you get off track a tiny bit when you're rolling your clay pot, then you might end up with a little bit extra not hitting on the pot. So let's go ahead and just cut a few slices down. And maybe, let's see, I think we're pretty good. So we've just cut some fringes, some slices, and that'll allow us to seal that down really nicely. So then you just go in, add your Mod Podge, and work around it, sealing those layers down. Add a little bit more. And this is gonna dry perfectly clear. It's a little bit milky looking right now, but it will dry perfectly clear. Go ahead and get one more flap right there. There we go. And then just kind of push it down with your fingers. It's really as easy as that. Now, normally I would let this dry. You could add a little felt circle to that if you wanted to, or you could add some of those little felt dots, anything like that. And for our inside here, we're gonna do the same thing basically, except for we'll add Mod Podge right around that inside rim. And you don't have to be too neat about this. It's gonna get covered up. You're really just gluing that top flap down. Just keep rolling it, adding that, there we go. And now all you have to do is fold this in. Fold that in. And just go around and look, make sure you don't have wrinkles like there. We got a wrinkle. Just kind of pick it up and lift it. And just push it down. Just smooth it as you go. Let's see how we're looking. Pretty good. A little bit of a wrinkle there. And then you just push them in, just like so. It's really that easy and that fast. Now, if you want to do an arrangement, you will just take a floral foam block, that's a mouthful, and then you can just go in and add any of your plants or your picks that you want until you have the desired look. You can use silks in this. This isn't a great project if you want to do, you know, like herbs or something like that where you're going to be constantly watering. It's more of a decorative look, so just keep that in mind. But I think it's so fun for spring and summer. Just grab some fun, bright fabric. We went with this lemon theme, but you can do any theme you want. This is even great for the holidays if you have silk poinsettias, you want to do some holiday fabric around something. So it's really just a fun way that you can jazz up an inexpensive pot. Now, I've got another super inexpensive project I want to share with you, and it's just making this fun artwork for summer using some recycled materials and one of these very inexpensive, like $2 frames. So this is really simple to do. And like I said, so I'm on the PTA, and we did teacher gift baskets that got delivered to all the teachers. So part of it were these Pellegrino drinks that went in there. So I had tons and tons of this cardboard. I thought, you know what am I gonna, look at all those cute lemons. Let's do something with that. So I literally cut out all these great lemons. So all of these came from 2 boxes of the lemon drink. So when you're looking at packaging or something like that, take a look. Like I saw some watermelon ones and some strawberry ones. They had such cute prints on it. So I just always say, like, don't necessarily throw it out. See, what can I make with that? So you're gonna start with one of these inexpensive wood frames like this. These are at all the craft stores. They're usually about $1, no more than $2. And they don't come with glass, but they do come with a little sort of cardboard insert that you can put a photo there or a graphic like we did, you know, just whatever you want for your style. So I want to just show you quickly how you get these lemons down. So these are cardstock. They're a little bit thicker. So if you want to look on here, you can see that they're much thicker than paper. And I love that because it gives that extra almost like 3-dimensional look. So here's all of our lemons, and you'll just kind of, you know, you can place them however you want. I did them along the edges and the sides, and it's super simple. We're gonna use Mod Podge gloss for that. And let me grab a new brush. And what we're gonna do is completely coat our frame with a nice thick coat of the Mod Podge gloss. And get that all down, get the whole frame wet. There we go. And now we just need to wet up our little pieces. Oh, I should tell you, I painted the frame first with the Parisian Pink Folk Art acrylic paint. And like I said earlier, I used the lemon fabric as my guide. I wanted these 2 pieces to kind of coordinate together for some home decor for spring and summer. So I just said, you know what, let's just use the same color as the fabric. So now that you have that down, you're just gonna take each piece. These are the little cutouts from the food packaging. You can also use scrapbook paper, wrapping paper, magazine cutouts. Just put a little bit on the back and then just place it into position. And then just keep adding them. Add more Mod Podge to the back. Let's see, let's put one right here. And just kind of press it down with your fingers. I'm working quickly because I want to just show you. And don't worry about these brush strokes. We're going to get those all evened out really quickly. Go ahead and just layer them up. Keep adding them. You can use some little tiny ones. Just keep adding them and adding them. Oh, let's move that guy over. If you do have to move it, then it's best to kind of press down on it again. Press down, there we go. Okay, I think we're ready to do a little bit of top coating. So these are much thicker pieces. So when I'm top coating thicker pieces, I like to take my brush and I go in and I add more Mod Podge around that edge. And that gives it that great sort of raised look. And then I press down with my finger. And then I go in and I smooth out the brush strokes. But again, I'm kind of trying to catch more of that Mod Podge under there. And once that dries, that gives it that sort of 3D look because these are cardboard. You know, this is thicker cardboard, so it's not like scrapbook paper. So you can go ahead and really layer up that Mod Podge under there to create that thicker look. It's almost like a poofy sticker embellishment. There we go. Same over here. We'll just go ahead, load up the Mod Podge under there, and then we'll press down real good. Make sure we have a great seal. All this is gonna dry clear. Press down, and then you'll go in and smooth out those brush strokes. And you'll just keep doing this until you have filled in your design. Let's see, get that one pushed down. Just push it with your finger. And again, puddle up that Mod Podge around it to create that really cool raised effect. Puddle it up, push down, and then smooth out your brush strokes. And it's really, I'm a mess. I'm a mess, but that's really how simple it is. And then when it's done, it dries perfectly clear. We use the gloss formula in this, so that's why you get that nice shiny kick there, but you could use matte or satin. And it's such a great way to use up your packaging. My 7-year-old came in earlier and she's like, Mom, you made that from that box? That's the coolest thing you've ever made. So that was a pretty good compliment. But I do think these are really fun for anybody to do. But based on her reaction, I can see that I think kids would love doing these this summer. So when you're looking at your packaging and things like that, look at all those cute graphics that are on there. Sometimes I see characters from movies that are coming out and stuff like that. It's a really fun way that they can customize one of these under $2 frames just with materials that they might be throwing out. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. We hope that we inspired you to think about some fun summer decor that you can make with things that you may have on hand. And we will see you next time. Be sure to use the hashtags Plaid Crafts and Mod Podge and Cathie and Steve so we can see what you're making. And we'll see you next week for another video, and join us for our weekend watch parties. Bye.